And we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collierville High School. It is our final game here in the morning/afternoon session of day number 2 of this 38th annual Collierville Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Our fourth quarterfinal will be between the Collierville Dragons and the Quincy Blue Devils. We'll give you all a quick rundown of our earlier games. In our first quarterfinal, we had Decatur MacArthur beating O'Fallon by a score of 59-51. In our second quarterfinal of the day, we had Belleville East continuing their undefeated season with a 42-28 victory over the Lincoln Rail Splitters. And in the game that just concluded, we saw the Rockford East E-Rabs get maybe a slightly surprising victory by a score of 50-49 over the host Collinsville K-Hawks. Matthew, you've watched all the games so far. What do you think?
Well, I tell you what, I'll say this right now. I believe the three best teams that have played in this tournament, the three most impressive teams, have made the semifinals, which is what it should be, right? Decatur MacArthur started out with a bang, had a tough test against O'Fallon, took care of business. Belleville East played a really complete game against Lincoln. I think that was something that the Lancers were hoping for, and that sets up an awesome, and I mean awesome, game versus the Decatur MacArthur Generals. Rockford East Collinsville, I mean, these two teams will feel that the bracket has slightly gotten a little easier because Rockford East is beatable. Obviously, 6 losses, you don't get 6 losses by doing anything, but we saw today why Rockford East only lost to East St. Louis by 1 point. We saw today that they are capable of being a strong team in 4A, and, they could very well get their best finish. If they win in the semifinals tonight, they would get to the title game for their first time. So we'll have to see how that goes, but right now all eyes on Quincy and Collierville, which I'll tell you what, these two teams, this is the only place they would play in the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. You never see a Quincy-Collierville, Tennessee game ever again. I'm pretty sure that the two teams are about 7.5 hours apart from each other, and they meet right in the middle here in Collinsville, Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, one of those random matchups, and that's kind of the nice thing about having some of these more out-of-state teams. Collierville can come up and done very well. Quincy out of the area, but have done very well been coming down here for years, have won 5 championships. We'll give you all the rundown for both team starters. They are identical to their games from yesterday, if you watch those. So for the Collierville Dragons, who will be the home team on the scoreboard, you have Terrian McNeil, the 5'11 senior, Isaiah Tyson, the 5'11 junior, Elijah Lucier, the 6'8 junior, who had a pretty solid game for the Dragons last night, Webb Thomas, the 6' sophomore, and Alex Vandenberg, the 6'5 senior, who has gotten some Division II looks and had a pretty good showing. Had 15 points on 6-9 shooting. Good game for him. For the Quincy Blue Devils, they will be wearing they will also bring out the identical starters to their last game. We'll see Ralph Wires, Camden Brown, Tyler Sprick, Bradley Longcourt, and Keyshawn Thomas. Obviously, this Collierville team is a team that has quite a bit of length, and they've got quite a bit of depth. They played probably 8 or 9 guys a decent amount, and this Quincy team, maybe not quite as deep, but their bench had some pretty good contributions. Reed O'Brien, Dominique Clay, and Sam Mulheron all having pretty good contributions off the bench in their win over Alton last night.
Yeah, and the one thing that I'll say about Quincy is I'm very interested today. You and I obviously saw the Quincy-Alton game, and we saw them kind of play, I'd say 75, 80%. Come on, Alton were shorthanded. They were in a bit of a program disarrangement of sorts, and Quincy had it all together. They were never going to lose that game against Alton. However, now they're in a game. They're up against a very good Collierville Dragons team who's coached by Sean Taggart, the college head coach. He went to Memphis University, went to a national championship game. You've got a well-coached team and a well-built team here. They're going to have to play hard now. So I'm excited to see the real, full, and true Quincy in this game, and we'll have to see if that's enough to beat Collierville today.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty good matchup. We'll see if how something that Quincy were able to do quite well was they, were able to alternate between their 1-2-2 matchup that they run pretty well, but they'd also have the capability of running man-to-man. And kind of alternating between. Definitely threw Alton for a little bit of a loop, and we'll see if the Dragons are able to adjust as well.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of teams that change their defense. You know, teams that change defense, that means that the offensive side can't really get into a groove on what they're trying to do. So, in my opinion, that helps Quincy because their matchup zone's so good, and then they press a little bit. They get at him a little bit and try to force steals at the top of right in the half-court area. So, and they did that really well against Alton, but Collierville is going to handle the ball a lot better than Alton, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And the other thing about Collierville is they have very good guard defenders. You talk about T.J. McNeil. You talk about, Webb Thomas is more of a shooter, but T.J. McNeil, the steal, he had 4 steals against Triad in last game. They'll probably put him on Bradley Longcore, and Quincy have to make sure they take care of the ball themselves. You know, they did have 16 turnovers in yesterday's game. I understand some of them were just poor turnovers. They're probably going to try to clean those up, but they got to hold on to the basketball because Collierville will take it from them.
Yeah, and another matchup that'll be a little bit interesting to figure out is how Lucier and Cantrell off the bench match up against Keyshawn Thomas. We saw this a little bit in the Lincoln game earlier, where Peyton Cook had a little bit of trouble against some of the against Alex Jackson in particular, a bigger-bodied guy. Keyshawn Thomas is a pretty similar frame. We'll see how the Dragons want to match up with him because he had a pretty good run against a pretty small Alton team, had 10 points and 11 rebounds, and we'll see if he can have a similarly good performance here today.
Well, I'd imagine that Quincy's going to play their matchup zone against Collierville and frustrate them inside. They obviously aren't. They do have the size disadvantage, but they're quicker than Collierville. But this should be a really good matchup. This is the quarterfinal that I was most excited for myself. So take it through us, Zach Roseman. Take us through the first half, my good sir.
Yeah, we're just about ready to go, and we'll have our tip-off. Quincy in their rather nice-looking black uniforms, numbers in white, trimmed in a little bit of blue. Collierville in their home whites, maroon trim, and maroon numbers. Just about ready to go here. Decent crowd on hand. Tip-up and controlled by Collierville. Here is McNeil, and they'll throw it down into Lucier real quick, but he'll lose it out of bounds, and it'll be Quincy basketball.
Immediate energy from the Quincy bench. I think Andy Douglas is going to demand that Quincy have a good bench energy, and all 15, 16 players that Quincy have rostered are going to play a part in them having exciting energy in this game.
Yeah, there was Wires bringing it up against some man-to-man pressure by the Dragons. He'll get it over to Longcore, and you picked that correctly. They do have McNeil on him. He'll swing it over to Wires, now to Longcore, over in the corner for Sprick. Now to Longcore, he'll get the screen from Thomas. He'll roll, lose the ball out of bounds, run over a player. No foul called, and it will be back to the Dragons.
Yeah, both teams are going to have defensive plays where they get their hands in front. You're going to have a good offensive possession where you make good passes, make good decisions in order to get a good shot off in this game.
Yeah, Quincy able to get up into their 1-2-2. Dragons able to break without too much trouble. There is McNeil. He'll dribble at the top of the key, watched pretty closely by Brown. Into Vandenberg at the elbow. He'll face up against Sprick. Lose the ball there. Wires scramble for the ball. Wires will come up with it, and they'll get it to Longcore, and he'll push. Longcore driving in the lane, guarded by McNeil. May have traveled, but a 10-footer up and good, and make it 2-0 Blue Devils.
Well, it doesn't look like they're going to call some of those 2-foot 50-50 travels. We saw that in the Old Rockford East game. A lot of people were calling for some travels. Didn't happen, and so I'm loving it. Let the kids play. Got to be able to not turn the ball over if they're Collierville there. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, into Lucier. They'll look it down in the middle for Vandenberg, unable to get it. And Longcore will push again. In the corner for Brown. He'll drive lane, look around, and put it up and in. 3
straight turnovers for Collierville on 3 straight possessions to open the game. That is not a good start at all.
No. They're going to get it to Vandenberg, and he'll get it right back to number 1. That is Isaiah Tyson into Lucier. Put the ball on the floor, go straight up. No there, top back out, and Longcore will push it up for about the 5th straight possession. Drive past 15, that is
Webb Thomas there.
Yeah, that is Thomas. He'll bring it in, and McNeil will bring it up for the Dragons.
Good
Get it right
pass.
inside to Vandenberg, and that'll be an easy layup. Yeah, great pass there by McNeil.
Yeah, Terrion McNeil, 7 assists versus Triad. He's going to be the guy who is dishing and making the defensive plays as well.
And he's going to go up, get up there and pressure Longcore, but he'll get it up to Brown, and now to Sprick. Now to Brown at the top of the key. He'll pull it from the free throw line, just a little bit off to the right. Tyson will get the rebound and push quickly. And they'll work into the corner for Thomas. Thomas back out to McNeil, and the Dragons will reset. Skip it over to Tyson. He'll pull up from 22 feet, and the rebound to Longcore. 2.5 minutes gone in the lead, just 4-2 for the Blue Devils. And they'll work it to Brown at the top of the key, who will give it to Sprick. Sprick to Longcore. Back out to the top of the key for Brown. He'll throw it into Thomas on the wing. And he'll set a screen for Brown. And now over to Sprick, who will drive the lane. Get it out to Thomas, pull it from 16 feet. Pretty ugly shot. I don't think Coach Douglas will want.
I'd have to think that was blocked. I couldn't see it from my angle, but maybe not the shot that Quincy was quite looking for on that offensive possession. You want Keyshawn Thomas in the middle, fighting for rebounds and getting buckets off in the paint.
Here is Tyson for the Dragons. He'll get it over to McNeil, and now back to Tyson. Tyson will work it in the corner for Lucier. Back out to McNeil. Over to Thomas, down the corner to Vandenberg. Look inside to McNeil, but stolen by Sprick. He'll give it to Longcore. He'll walk it up. Nothing there. He'll pass it over in the corner for Wires. He'll drive baseline. Nice job by Vandenberg closing that off. Get it out to Sprick. He'll pull up for three. Not a bad-looking shot, but unable to fall. Here is Tyson into Thomas to Vandenberg. For Tyler to Lucier, and it will be Quincy basketball.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't mean to be mean to Elijah Lucier, but with the fast-paced action that's going right now, the game is kind of working not in his favor. And he's going to have to be able to create in some way, but having the ball in the baseline, it's not going to help Collierville, especially in this zone matchup.
And they'll bring it out to Thomas on the wing. Vandenberg will play way off of him, set the screen for Longcore, able to drive in the lane, kick it out to Brown in the corner for three. Got it! That'll stretch the Blue Devil lead to 5.
Great start by Tyler Sprick. Made a couple of big defensive plays, and he set that screen for Camden Brown for the 3.
And McNeil able to drive into the middle, shot up, no good, but he is fouled. And we'll have our first free throw participant of the day. Foul on foul on Tyler Sprick. And McNeil will go to the free throw line, where he went 2 of 4 in their win over Triad last night. First one up, and just a hair long. No good.
Yeah. We've seen teams who have not shot the free throw ball well fail in this tournament. I watched O'Fallon earlier today, and their poor performance from the free throw line really screwed them late, especially when they're trying to make a comeback against MacArthur. If Collierville can't shoot the free throw, it's not going to work in their favor, and they're going to have a really hard time getting into this game.
Second one up and good for McNeil. Yeah, the Dragons shot just 6 of 13. Wound up not mattering all that much, but definitely something that Coach Taggart and company would like to improve. Now to Thomas on the wing, back out to Wires. And they get it to Brown. He'll dribble, get it back to Longcore in the corner. Get by McNeil, work baseline, and travel.
Yep, looks like TJ McNeil's having an effect defensively on Longcore in the half-court set. When Longcore gets out in transition, that's where he's gotten his buckets. That's probably where he's going to have to work with in this game. And hopefully some of the other Quincy players can help fill it up for him in other areas.
Yep. McNeil will bring it over and get it into Vandenberg. Vandenberg will work it to Tyson, give it to Lucier, and he'll get it right back to Tyson. Get it back out to McNeil at the top of the key with 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock. They'll work it into McNeil right in the middle, deflected by Thomas and picked up by Brown. Brown will drive the lane, get in the middle, kick it into the corner for Wires. No good. Swing it over to Longcore from 2 feet back and got it.
That is a D1 shot from Bradley Longcore right there. That was as smooth as it gets, and Quincy is feeling it early on.
Collierville will call timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout for Coach Taggart. We'll be back in that amount of time here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of K-Hawk Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go K-Hawks.
And we welcome you back into Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. 10-3 Blue Devils early with 2:40 remaining. In this first quarter, Dragons with the basketball. Here is Thomas. He'll get it up to Tyson. Now to Vandenberg on the wing. He'll wait, face up, guarded by Longcore, and get it now to Tyson. They'll work it down into Vandenberg against Thomas. He'll put on a nice move there and get it up and in.
That's the matchup Collierville will want to exploit. Vandenberg's very good in the post. He has some good post moves, and he's a little bit taller than Keyshawn Thomas, so he has the luck in that department.
Here is Wires putting on some nice dribble moves there against Tyson. Back out to Longcore from the same spot. He hit the last one. 2 3-pointers for Longcore. He now has 8 of the Blue Devils' 13 points.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Bradley Longcore can shoot the 3, this Quincy team is going to be very hard to beat in this tournament.
And into Vandenberg, on baseline to Lucier. Nice little transition play by the Dragons. And get it to now 13-7. Here is Brown on the wing. He'll have it deflected out of bounds by Lucier, I believe.
I would not have let Bradley Longcore get another 3. I'd be staying on top of him. I think TJ McNeil's getting sunk in too much because Bradley Longcore's known as more of a driver, but he's worked on his shot this summer. You can see it.
Yeah, he's going to get there, drive around McNeil, close off, get it into Thomas, shot up, and no good. Vandenberg will get the rebound, and he'll get it to Tyson. Tyson will push it up in a fair amount of a hurry. Get it to Vandenberg, back to Tyson. Tyson guarded by Camden Brown in the 1-2-2. Get it into Vandenberg and try to get it to Tyson in the corner, but Brown able to read that, using some of that football experience there, make it another turnover for the Dragons. Longcore will drive it in the lane. Get it into Thomas, shot up and good. 15-7 Blue Devils, and the Dragons will bring it up. Here is Tyson. They'll have it deflected and a steal there by Longcore, and they're going to get McNeil on a reach-in foul, as we'll see Dominique Clay come in for the Blue Devils, and Cooper McRae, who had a rather impressive dunk for his lone bucket of the game yesterday against Triad for the Dragons.
Yep. Talking about a Quincy team. It's a good foul by TJ McNeil. Got to stick a little bit closer to Longcore, though. I thought that TJ McNeil would defend him a little bit better, but again, transition is going to be Longcore's game today and shooting the 3.
Yeah. Thomas will get it on the wing, looking to get it to Clay, but instead he'll get it to Sprick in the corner. They'll work it down into Brown on the smaller man. Get it back out to Clay, wide open. Got it. 18-7 Blue Devils.
You could
Coach
see
Staggert electing not to use the timeout.
Yep, you could see frustration on Collierville's number 33, Alex Vandenberg, when that shot went in. If Quincy, again, just great shooting by Quincy this game.
Vandenberg able to get it in there. Nice weak side rebound there by McRae. Nobody from Quincy able to get onto him and box out. And Longcore will bring it up and get it to Brown.
Shot clock turned off here.
Yep, shot clock turned off. Blue Devils will hold for 1, get it to Sprick. Sprick to Longcore. He'll survey things and look to get a ball screen from Thomas. 5 seconds left. 4, 3. Picks up his dribble. Steal there by Tyson. Half-court heave. Hit the rim. It's probably as close as we've gotten from about 45 feet. 18-9 Quincy here after 1 quarter of play. We'll be back in 60 seconds for second quarter action here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the K-Hawk Sports Network and KHawkSports.com.
Second quarter just now underway. Blue Devils will take the ball in. Sprick will get it to Clay, and they'll work it into Sam Mulhern, who came in at the break. Get it back to Clay. Clay stopped at the three-point free throw line and will get it to Longcore. He'll drive baseline, nothing there, and he'll get it back out to Clay, who will back things out with 13 left on the shot clock. Clay will get it over to Sprick, looking to establish Brown in the post. Get it back out to Clay, and now to Longcore. 4, 3, 2, pull it from the elbow, just a little bit off. McCray with the rebound for the Dragons. Coach Taggart will have his team push as McNeil will get it and work it into Vandenberg right at the free throw line. Take a dribble, got fouled by Mulhern, and will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, if I'm Collierville, I'm trying to get it into Alex McNeil every single time, or not Alex McNeil, but Alex Vandenberg. And he's a good inside player, could score in the paint, and they need him in this game. He hasn't been very effective in the first quarter, and it's because Quincy has been clogging up that high post, and sometimes Alex Vandenberg will get the ball and do something well with it, but there's been times where there's been steals from Quincy's defense.
First one up and good for Vandenberg. He went 3 of 5 in their game against Triad, as we see Antonio Thompson and Felipe Boyce entered the game for the first time for the Dragons.
It's a 4A honorable mention last season, and the Dragons, he started on the Dragons team that went to the state tournament over in Tennessee, Class 4A. That was 2 years ago, the senior.
Shot up and good by Vandenberg. He now has 6 of the Dragons' 11. Here is Clay. He'll guarded by Boyce. Get it to Longcore. Guarded by Thompson, wearing some very bright tennis shoes. Get it to Sprick. He'll drive the lane. Hops up in the lane. Kind of a 360 layup. Nothing there. They'll push. Get it to McNeil, and he'll be fouled by Clay.
A couple of good offensive possessions here, or defensive possessions here for Quincy, or for Collierville, my apologies. Let me say that sentence again. A couple of good defensive possessions here for Collierville. They're forcing Quincy into not great shots here. And again, not open shots either. All of them have been contested. Some of those points have come from open in the lane where they had just have an easy layup, and the Bradley Longcore threes were wide open again. So better defense from Collierville coming into the second quarter.
And here's Boyce. He'll get it to Vandenberg on the wing. Get a screen from McCray. They'll swing it over to McNeil. McNeil into the corner for Boyce. Back to McNeil on the wing. Get it to Boyce in the corner for 3. A little long.
And
we
he's
have
fouled.
a foul. Yeah, that'll be Mulheron's second. See Reed O'Brien get set to enter the game for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, not a smart foul from Sam Mulheron. They're
See
good player, and normally an experienced player like him wouldn't make that mistake. And I actually think, trying to figure out if this is going to be on the floor. It looks like it's going to be on the floor, so that it's not a shooting foul.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. It was on the shooter, but it was so late after the shot that it's going to be a floor foul. So 4 on Quincy, and Collierville gets the ball back.
Yep, they'll get it into Vandenberg. O'Brien and Thomas into the game for the Blue Devils. And they'll work it on the wing for, that was McNeil. He'll get it to Thompson, now to McCray, now to Vandenberg. Vandenberg will get a screen from McCray, get around Thomas, kick it out to Thompson for 3. No good. Rebound by Longcore. They'll look to push there, guarded pretty closely by Boyce. Get a screen there from Thomas, dribble it out. And you see McCray a little late to get out on him, but he is going to get out on him, and we have a travel by Clay. Another turnover for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, kind of getting in their own way here, Quincy. It's a good start for them. Now it's starting to get a little stagnant. Offense isn't going as well as they have, but they're doing a good job on defense. Collierville is getting no easy baskets. Dragons have been forced to shoot not bad threes, but not great threes either, and they haven't fallen for them.
McNeil will bring it up and get it to Vandenberg on the wing. They've run that set a couple of times. Work it over into the corner for Boyce. Down to McNeil for 3. No good. Sky for the rebound. Longcore will come up with it. And he'll bring it up as he usually does. Foul there by Boyce. That'll be his second on the Dragons.
And I think the thing that's so hard about Bradley Longcore, especially when you're guarding him one-on-one, is that his dribble is smooth and poised. He feels like he never loses the basketball, and he's always turning you one way or the other, and sometimes you just lose track of him.
Tyson.
And, pair that with a good shot, and you have a very good basketball player there.
Yep, Tyson and Lucier and back in for the Dragons as the Blue Devils have possession. Here is Longcore. Survey things for a while. Drive the lane, get a nice pass in there to Thomas. Shot up and good. Keyshawn Thomas with his second bucket. He now has 4, and the lead is 9 for the Blue Devils at 20-11. Here is Tyson. Get it in the middle for McCray. Get it back out to Boyce for 3. Good.
That's a big 3 for Collierville. You were risking going down 10. Now it's only a 6-point game. Nice shot by B.J. Boyce.
And out there to Longcore. Trying to get it to O'Brien. He'll swing it around to Clay. Clay for 3. No good. Solid box out there by Lucier. He'll go track down the rebound and get it to Tyson. Tyson will survey things and get it to... That was Boyce. Back to Tyson, and we have a kicked ball there by Camden Brown, as we'll see Ralph Wires come back in for the Blue Devils, replacing Brown, who's a little frustrated with himself.
Yeah, ouch. Not a great, obviously Brown's frustrated, but if I'm Collierville, I'm frustrated. That was a good score, a good three-pointer. You got the stop, and then, man, you just kick it off your heel. Yeah. Can't have many of those if you want to be a really good team and win games like that, especially in situations like this. Looked like a carry there.
Yeah, and they're asking for one, and I'm inclined to agree with the Collierville fans there. They'll get it into Thomas. Shot up, no good. Rebound by Thompson. Here is Tyson to Boyce. Boyce to Tyson, trying to work it into Lucier, get it to Thompson. They got Lucier, they got basically O'Brien matched up with him, and they'll get into corner to McCray. Nice hustle that play there from Boyce, getting it, saving the turnover. Come up and get a screen. And chase it over, get it to Boyce. He'll get it in the middle, and a steal by Wires. Great defensive possession there from the Blue Devils. Wires will look to push, shot up, no good, but he was fouled and will shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, that's just what happens against Quincy. I played against this 1-2-2 matchup zone, and you just cannot find a good shot sometimes. And it's not like, it feels like every shot that you could take would be a bad shot. And again, they really collapse those seams on the high post extremely well, so you can't get into it. You can't get into it and score off of that, because the high post in a zone is where you would normally try to score on. But Quincy does a really good job of closing that down, and they've got guys who have played this defense for multiple years, 1 year, and they've done it really well.
Yeah, Wires makes his first one. That was his first made 3 throw of the tournament, and he'll shoot another one and make it. Pretty solid left-handed form. Get the lead back out to 8, and the Dragons will bring the ball up. Here is McNeil. Pass it over, get it back, pull it from the elbow, a little long, gets his own rebound, and scramble for the ball. O'Brien will fall on it and lose it, and we're going to have a held ball, possession to the Dragons.
Good hustle there by TJ McNeil, and good hustle there by Quincy's Reed O'Brien. That's a good play there. It could have been a real big energy play for Collierville there, switch the momentum, but Reed O'Brien says, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to try to cause some mayhem, and he got the ball out of TJ McNeil's hands as the possession arrow stays with Collierville.
And they'll get it into Boyce and deflected there, but McNeil's going to wind up getting it, get it into the middle, work it out to Boyce. He'll drive baseline. Nice pass up to McCray. Good head fake and 1. Nice play there by Cooper McCray. And a very nice pass there by Felipe Boyce to get it to McCray.
Well, it looked like that possession was all but done for Collierville after there was a little bit of a good defensive action by Quincy on this right wing. But B.J. Boyce makes another big play off the bench, drives right, finds McCray, and that's a good shock fate right there, especially against a Quincy team that likes to jump, that likes to get shot block. And they've done all of this. They've cut the lead to 5 without Alex Vandenberg on the floor. He just checked back in now.
Shot up by McCray, no good. Clay will sky and get the rebound and get it to Longcore. Survey things, get it over to O'Brien. He'll quickly get it to Clay. Looking to establish Thomas in the post. Some aggressive defense there by McNeil on Longcore. But Longcore able to maintain possession. He'll get it to Clay, who get it to Wires, get it to O'Brien, back to Wires, get a screen from Thomas. Step back 3. Just a little bit off. Vandenberg will get the rebound and get it to Tyson. Tyson will look to push. He'll hesitate and get it back to McNeil. Work it into Lucier against a much smaller O'Brien. And they're going to get him for a charge.
I know what the referee's saying there. He bumps into him, and I get it. But Elijah Lucier isn't exactly the strongest player on the floor. He's pretty thin. And O'Brien didn't even fall there. I feel that's a bit harsh on Collierville.
Yeah.
And those are calls that kind of can change the game. I'm not saying that it should have been Collierville and that it was not a charge, but it's a tough call to make. I get the call. They're trying to make sure that he doesn't impose his strength on him. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Tyson kind of slipped and fell there. Not really anything that Wires did, but no immediate shot gain for it, and they'll work it into Thomas. Thomas shot up and good. We talked about that in the open. Lucier got really long arms and legs, but he's not as big of a guy as Thomas. They'll work it into McCray, get it out to Boyce, or Tyson, excuse me. He'll get it to McNeil, back to Tyson. They'll work it into Lucier, get it to McCray. Double team there. O'Brien will grab onto the ball and force a jump ball. Possession, Blue Devils. Great hustle play there by Reed O'Brien.
Yeah, but Ralph Wires loves it, gives him a strong high five right there. Reed O'Brien, that's just the kind of stuff he does. He'll hit his shots, but he's there for the defensive end, and if he continues to do that, he'll find his way back into the starting lineup, I think.
Yeah, just we talked about him, his role and that of Mulherrin in the Alton game yesterday, just real solid things. Longcore will get it at the top of the key, get a screen from Thomas, and give McNeil a little bit of a shove, and that will be a charging foul.
Well, if the Lucier charge was a charge, then you got to call the offensive foul on Bradley Longcourt there. But I really like the way that Quincy is using the screen from Keyshawn Thomas to get TJ McNeil off of Bradley Longcourt. It creates more opportunities for Longcourt and for Keyshawn Thomas, who is using his strength inside really well for Quincy this far.
Yep. Dragons will bring it up, get into the middle to Vandenberg, get it to Lucier right under the basket, shot up and good. That's how you beat one of the ways you beat the 1-2-2 is you got a guy that will run the baseline.
Right, and running the baseline, he's not staying stagnant. He's running from left to right and making himself available, which is good.
Yep, Wires guarded pretty closely there by Tyson. He'll get it to Brown. Brown will get it to Longcore, and he'll come out and get another ball screen from Thomas or not. Drive the lane, shot up and good.
Made that look so simple there, Bradley Longcore. It used the screen again, got to the rim, and Bradley Longcore is now up to 10 points.
McNeil will drive the lane. Pretty similar possession. McNeil with his first field goal, he now has 3. Brown will bring it up for the Blue Devils with Quincy up 6. 50 seconds remaining. And they'll get it to Wires, and the Blue Devils will be a little bit more patient. Brown will hand it off to O'Brien, who will get it to Longcore, who will drive the lane. Step back. Solid defense there by Antonio Thompson on him.
Looks like Quincy are going to run the shot clock down here. 10 to go on it.
Yep, Longcore will get it. And he'll come and get a screen from Thomas. 5 seconds left. Longcore will drive the lane, get it into Thomas. Shot up, good.
Tough possession there for Collierville. They needed that defensive stop, and now Quincy can really hold the momentum here going into halftime with a stop here. 10 seconds to go.
Yep, there's McNeil. He'll wait. 6, 5. Hit the ball screen from Vandenberg. Split the middle. Shot up, no good. Lucier with the follow, no good. Or Vandenberg with the follow, but nothing will fall. And it will be 28-20 Blue Devils as we head into the major break.
Yeah, I will say just right there, thought Lucier was wide open on the block right there, and TJ McNeil, if he had passed it, would have been an easy layup to finish the half. But Quincy is up by 8 as we go into halftime.
Yeah, we'll take a few minutes breaks. We'll get you your halftime stats, and then we'll segue and let Matt take over for the second half. Back in a few here on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Do we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from K-Hawk Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville K-Hawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a K-Hawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for K-Hawk fans, before, after, or even during K-Hawk games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows K-Hawk games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, K-Hawk fans' pub of choice. Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking LLC, 618-960-9346 or online at chapmantruckingllc.net.
Yeah. You know what it is. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And we welcome you into the halftime show of our first game, or our final quarterfinal game here at Collinsville High School and Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium at the 38th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic on a packed Day 2, 16 total games going to be played, 16 teams playing in those 16 games, and we're about almost halfway through, and we finish up with this one. The Quincy Blue Devils, who are 9-1, 10-1 now, are up by a score of 28-20 over the Collierville Tennessee Dragons. Wanted to pass along a couple of halftime stats to you. Quincy doing really well on points off of turnovers, 19 points off of 12 Collierville turnovers. The Dragons only had 13 turnovers in their win against Triad. Bradley Longcore leads the scorings with 10 points. He's the only person in double figures. Asfari has 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 turnovers. Keyshawn Thomas has also chipped in 8 for the Quincy Blue Devils. On Collierville's end, not the best shooting day from outside, 16.7%. That's 1 of 6 from 3 thus far. Alex Vandenberg leads the Dragons with 8. However, they are winning the rebound battle by a total of 15-5. Only 5 rebounds, yes, for Quincy in that first half. Collierville did win the second quarter. It was a small margin, 11-10, but Quincy did most of their damage in quarter number 1 with an 18-9 advantage. Also wanted to pass along to you a couple of stats from the Collinsville Rockford East game. The winner of this game will face Rockford East in the semifinal at 7:30. The final score was 50-49. Collinsville beat Rockford East in the paint 18-16. However, Rockford East out-rebounded Collinsville 40-26, and that's what Rockford East does best. 3 K-Hawks were in double figures. Zach Chambers, 18. That's one of his best in his career. Jake Wilkinson had 15. Jamori Weisinger had 10. Matthew Horde had 16. Sterling Horde had 16. So the Horde brothers both with 16 to lead Rockford East, and it was a very good game for the E-Rabs, who just get it done against the Collinsville K-Hawks and advance to the semifinals. Also a little bit of action in the auxiliary gym in the consolation tournament. Let's go ahead and pass you the winners from there. So Mundelein, took down Madison in game number 1 in the consolation bracket. McClure North took down Granite City 37-21. Altoff beat Oakville 47-38, and it is my understanding that Triad is down to Alton at the half by a score of 16-14. So lots of moving parts, lots of amazing things going on at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. We have 4 games coming up for you here on the K-Hawk Sports Network after this. 4:30 will be O'Fallon versus Lincoln in a 5th place semifinal. 6 o'clock will begin the semifinals between MacArthur and Belleville East. And then Rockford East will take on the winner of this game in the semifinal at 7:30. And 9 o'clock we will finish it up with Collinsville against the loser of this game in the other 5th place semifinal. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with you for second half action here of the final quarterfinal of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic in just a moment.
Projects in and around your home can be daunting and overwhelming. Take the stress out of those projects and let AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions do all the heavy lifting. Former K-Hawk Adam Welly can help knock those projects off your list. From framing drywall, painting, and stair work inside to deck work, hardscapes, and concrete and retaining wall construction outside your home, including power washing and brush removal. Whatever the task, AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions can help. Call Adam Welly for a free estimate at AW Indoor and Outdoor Solutions, 314-252-8010. That's 314-252-8010.
And now to the second half of Quincy versus Collierville, Tennessee here on the K-Hawk Sports Network. Second half action. My name is Matthew Clark, joined alongside by Zach Roseman, who did a fantastic job of play-by-play in the first half, and we're about ready to go here. Collierville will have possession. They'll be going from left to right on your phone screen, your TV screen, whatever you're watching on. We thank you for joining us. Quincy will be going from right to left. So it starts here with Isaiah Tyson, my apologies. McNeil looking inside, Quincy in that matchup zone. Other side, and that's intercepted by Keyshawn Thomas, and the Blue Devils will run again. More points off of turnovers coming here with Ralph Wires in for the layup for 2. And Quincy lead by double digits for the first time today.
Yeah, Quincy are a really dangerous team where they're able to get out and transition, and showed it there. Wires with a relatively easy, great run out, and Wires with the easy layup.
McNeil looked right, and then Webb Thomas shot fake to 3. Inside to Vandenberg, who's got the size advantage on Sprick. Goes up with the right hand, and the layup is good for Alex Vandenberg, who's going to have to get going for Collierville in the second half if they want to have a good game. He had a big second half against Triad last night. Ralph Wires guarded closely by McNeil. McNeil, I believe, has no steals in this game thus far. Other way now. Here comes Tyson with the layup, and Quincy has cut it right back to 6. Andy Douglas not pleased on the Quincy sideline. Suddenly, Collierville has a little bit of life after Quincy got the opening bucket in the half. Longcore now guarded by Tyson. They took McNeil off of him. Sprick off the dribble bounce. Wires. Keyshawn Thomas now guarded by Lucier. Longcore saw the baseline, goes up for 2 and scores. And again, Bradley Longcore making it silky easy for the Quincy Blue Devils, and he gets the buckets when Quincy needs them. Vandenberg now. Collierville with a good response, but now Quincy has the guys clapping on the bench. Inside to Vandenberg again. Strong one dribble, up with the left hand, no good. Found his own rebound, but Keyshawn Thomas gets to it first. And here comes Longcore the other way for the Quincy Blue Devils. Burst of speed, stolen by McNeil, but Keyshawn Thomas picks it up. Inside, looking on the outside. Gets it to Camden Brown, who's guarded closely by Alex Vandenberg. Brown continues to look. Keyshawn was wide open in the post off of the screen. Wires inside. Thomas up with the layup. No good. Blocked by Vandenberg. Missed rebound and foul on the return rebound. That was the third chance for Quincy there. Tyler Sprick got in there. And it's the first foul of this third quarter as Collierville missed a big opportunity there to try to cut the lead. Quincy will have free throws.
Yeah, that was something that, not something that Collierville did too much. Too many opportunities for Quincy. Sprick will make the first one. Dragons will bring...
I believe that's going to be TJ Thompson coming into the game for the Dragons.
Yeah.
Webb Thomas will take a seat. BJ Boyce also in for the Dragons. Tyler Sprick at the line here. He had 13 points earlier in this season versus Dixon when Quincy won their Thanksgiving tournament. He misses the second. The coach was actually Sprick's cousin all of a sudden. And so he scored against one of his relatives and had problems for Dixon. Good trap by Quincy there. Tyson into Vandenberg. Vandenberg over to Lucier, who will lay it up for 2. Nice passing there. Collierville is starting to finally break this Quincy zone.
Yeah, just get it middle, get it baseline. That's how you beat the 1-2-2. And
another steal here.
Turnover.
Wires lost the ball. Inside for 2. BJ Boyce. Lead is cut to 5. And now Bradley Longcore, who's guarded by Antonio Thompson. Camden Brown looks inside. Keyshawn Thomas has been working all day. Got the body size advantage, but lost the football. Stolen by Longcore on the other end. Longcore fakes the 3, will go up for 2 and score. Nice play by Longcore. Again, he's up to 14 on the day. Quincy get it right back after turning the ball over. Yeah, now Boyce. And that's stolen again. They couldn't get into the high post. Camden Brown coming through. Brown up for the layup. Fouled and 1. Camden Brown, he just looks at BJ Boyce and says, I'm bigger, and my team's going to win today. It's a 9-point lead for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, great take there by Brown. That'll be Boyce's second foul. Said it earlier, Quincy are really good when they're able to get out and run and force turnovers. Just keep doing what you're doing if you're the Blue Devils.
Well, I know you and I, Zach, were wondering, would we see the real Quincy today? I feel like we've seen it quite a bit. They've been playing at 100%, and Collierville has had some problems as Brown misses the free throw, so it doesn't go back up to double digits here. Keyshawn Thomas missed, and that's a missed pass there by Tyson. Thomas was guarding the high post really well, and Tyson and Thompson could not convert there on that pass, and so it's another errant turnover. Ball back to the Blue Devils.
Yeah, McNeil will come back in as Thompson will have a little bit of a rest. And notice that, they've made the switch, now have Boyce predominantly guarding Longcore, and it doesn't really seem to make a huge difference.
Collierville now pressing. TJ McNeil on the backside gets the steal. McNeil inside with the foul, and that's going to be a block on Camden Brown. McNeil will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, McNeil.
Big steal there by TJ McNeil. And if I'm not mistaken, that's his first of the game.
Yeah, McNeil kind of had a little bit of his struggles. Longcore was definitely able to give him some buckets, and he really hasn't been able to score all that much. Only 3 points so far. Nice to see him maybe rebound a little bit, taking accountability to say, I'm going to have a better second half.
TJ was 5 of 11 in the game against Triad, and he makes the first one, just bounces in after hitting the rim and the backboard. 12 points versus Triad, 7 assists, 4 turnovers, but 4 steals, which is a huge piece. He's had 4 steals in some other games as well, including a 25-point win that Collierville got against Cordova. Teams that Collierville has lost to are combined 30 wins and 1 loss. So if you're going to beat Collierville, you have to be pretty darn good. That's not a good free throw there, though, from TJ McNeil.
Yeah, I think that's the first airball to free throw we've seen. It does happen.
I thought I saw one on day 1, but I'm not 100% sure. Collierville will stay in the press here. Looking for the trap. That's not a good pass at all. Another turnover. Vandenberg over to Boyce. And Boyce lost the ball. Was trying to pass it into the corner for McNeil, and I believe we've got a timeout here by Quincy.
Yeah, I think
and
Coach Taggart asking for, saying maybe a Quincy player tipped it. Full timeout for Quincy.
And we'll be back after that full timeout on the KHOC Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
Fourth quarter action here, or not fourth quarter, but third quarter action. I'm getting ahead of myself here between Collierville and Quincy. Well, let's talk about Collierville. Who are Collierville? They're a team out of Collierville High School in Collierville, Tennessee, which is 30 minutes from Memphis, about 4 hours and 54 minutes from CHS. They're the 60th team to make it into the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic, so a pretty great distinction here. 60th team to participate and the 6th state to have a team participate in this Holiday Classic. Wires goes into the inside. Sprick decides not to shoot, but Longcore has it now inside to Keyshawn Thomas, who's guarded by Lucier. He's dominated him all night, but decides not the time to take a shot right there as Quincy dry the shot clock out a little bit. 10 seconds on the shot clock now. Wires, screen, now over to Brown. Brown with the layup. Another and one for Camden Brown. Well, he missed last season because he had a football injury, but said, this is my season. And Quincy had the lead back up to 10. Brown with some huge buckets in the third quarter.
Yeah, Brown up to 9. Dragons will bring Cooper McCray in. Lucier will sit down.
Foul goes on Alex Vandenberg. That's his first 3 fouls for the Dragons in this third quarter. Only 1 on the Blue Devils. Shot is good from Camden Brown, who's now got 10. Second Quincy Blue Devil to get into double figures alongside Bradley Longcore, who has 14. And it's a 40-29 lead for Quincy. McNeil dribbles left, looking to try to get past Wires. Wires almost poked the ball out. Here's Tyson on the side. Tyson tried to get crossover on Longcore. Now McNeil, who's a predominantly left-handed dribbler. And there's a tip and steal by Tyler Sprick. And Quincy get the ball back yet again. It could be more points off of turnovers here. Wires. Guarded closely by Boyce. Wires goes left. Wires will go for the floater. No good. Rebound, Keyshawn Thomas. No good. But it gets back out to Camden Brown. Tyler Sprick for 3. Yes, sir. Tyler Sprick from downtown. And it's a 14-point Quincy lead.
Yeah, the referee trying to get the Quincy bench to back up a little bit, came out onto the floor a little too far.
Vandenberg inside, and he gets some of the points back and was hit really hard by Tyler Sprick, and he's hit the deck here. Man, that did not look good, and he might be bleeding right now. I'm not 100% sure. He is struggling right now. Amanda Bauer, our fantastic athletic trainer here at Collinsville High School that has been taking care of players all day, will come check on him, and we'll be right back while he's getting treated to here on the KHOC Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty.
Back with you here at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. A bit of an incidental contact play between Collierville star Alex Vandenberg and Tyler Sprick, who just hit a monster three for Quincy as they are up 12 now. Vandenberg will go to the bench. Looks like he got hit in the mouth there after scoring the basket. He's had a couple of post points. He's up to 10 points for Collierville. And Collierville are getting a talking to with head coach Sean Taggart. Let's give a little more info on him. Took over for Cedric Henderson, who resigned just last January as interim head coach. And Henderson had taken over for Scott Robinson just a little bit of a time ago. So a lot of coaches have been coming and going for Collierville. And the interim tag was taken off Taggart after this last season. And since Taggart took over as interim head coach, he's gone 20-10 with the Dragons, which is a good record considering the tough amount of competition that they have played. He's transferred, so it's actually interesting. Taggart probably is the best basketball player to be a coach here at this Holiday Classic. He played under John Calipari at Memphis back in 2008. Taggart played in the national championship. He was a sixth man for the Memphis team, the famous Memphis team that had the Derrick Rose. And, he's found his way to Collierville. He's definitely hailed as a Memphis legend. And he transferred from Ohio State, but really did the majority of his work for Memphis. He also played in Spain, Turkey, China, Israel, and the Philippines. So my question to you is, how would it feel, you're a Collierville Dragon, you're a varsity Collierville Dragon player, how would it feel to have someone like Sean Taggart as your head coach?
I mean, it's always good to have a guy with a lot of, you hear the adage that good players don't always make good coaches, but sometimes they do, and it seems like, Collierville has been a relatively established program, and so even with maybe a little bit of turmoil having their third coach in the last, 2.5 years, it seems like things have, Coach Taggart stepped in, been able to keep things going much the same, and are off to a very good start again this year.
And I believe that Sean Taggart's about the tallest guy that I've seen today, as Collierville will put on the press again. It's been helpful for them in this one, but Quincy has helped extend their lead, and there's a travel. Camden Brown had a couple of good and ones, but that is a tough turnover. Tyler Sprick goes right next to him and says, it's okay, we'll get the next one. But Quincy turned the ball over there, and Collierville will get it back.
Yeah, Blue Devils up 12. No cause for any major alarm. Just got to keep doing what they've been doing. They've played really well.
McNeil, jump shot, no good. McCray finds the rebound. That's a missed layup. Rebound comes over to Boyce, who will pull a jump shot off the backboard and no good, and it's tipped out by a Quincy player onto that near sideline, and it will stay with the Dragons.
Yeah, I think Thomas got up there and just kind of meant to tap it back out. Maybe a little too much force to be Dragon basketball.
So B.J. Boyce with the ball now for Collierville. We need an exciting run here before the third quarter ends. McNeil inside. Thompson with the first chance in the post. Goes up with the layup, and he's fouled by Tyler Sprick, who'll go to the line and shoot two. And Dragons can cut it to 10 here with some free throws by Antonio Thompson. So he is also called TJ. We've got the TJ McNeil for Collierville, one of the best players, and then TJ Thompson coming off the bench. He's got those nice green shoes on, doesn't he?
Yep. Makes the first free throw. Yeah, Sprick's kind of had to deal with some of the Collierville length. Sprick only 6'2", and definitely on the skinnier side, and he's had to go up against a lot of, had to guard a lot of bigger guys, guarding Thompson. I think they've had him guard McCray, who's a little bit taller, and are going to have a foul off the ball.
Yep, and it's Trey Dilliard, who just checked into the game for the Collierville Dragons for, I believe, the first time today.
Yeah, I don't think.
And it was off ball. It looks like he was holding Tyler Sprick. Boy, Tyler Sprick's been involved quite a bit in this game, whether it's on the offensive end, the defensive end, and now he's being pointed on to help the press break. Camden Brown will inbound, and it's Ralph Wires. Again, guarded closely by TJ McNeil. Wires tried the spin move, got away from McNeil. Now Longcore who's got Tyson against him. Now that's the third defender that has been tried by Coach Sean Taggart to guard Bradley Longcore. Brown now gets the ball. Looks outside. They didn't guard him. That's a three. No good. Rebound to TJ McNeil, and Collierville will look to push. McNeil had a couple of players draw towards him. Now it's Tyson with the ball. Tried to go far side to Thompson. Thompson inside with the layup, and that's good. And it's an 8-point game. TJ Thompson with 2 free throws and a big bucket there, and suddenly Collierville might be gaining momentum. Longcore slides it over to Ralph Wires. Goes with his backhand. Wires inside, nice creation. Inside, Keyshawn Thomas got the big body, and he's fouled. Couldn't get the bucket to go, but he'll go to the free throw line again. And once again, the problems are continuing for Collierville in trying to guard Keyshawn Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas with 8 already. Chance to get it up to 10, and we've talked about it. Just Collierville don't really have a guy that can match up well with Quincy, and thinking about a potential matchup, see Quincy against Rockford East. I don't really know that Rockford East have anybody that can match up super well with him either.
Keyshawn Thomas is now 0 of 3 from the free throw line, and the Blue Devils need him to make some free throws. Against Decatur MacArthur last year in that good tournament matchup where MacArthur won in overtime to get to the championship, he was 5 of 10 from the free throw line, and now he's 0 for 4 in this tournament. So chance there for Quincy missed, and Collierville, after a very tightly contested third quarter, are going to have a chance to get some more points on the board. No Alex Vandenberg, no TJ McNeil in right now. Well, actually, McNeil's in right now. He'll make a nice pass. Thompson again, but blocked by Camden Brown on the backside. Camden Brown, big play there. It was about to be Thompson's 5th and 6th points in the third quarter. So, inbound coming in from Dilliard. Trying for the double screen, couldn't get it, and almost 5 seconds there, but he got it outside to Tyson. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Inside to McCray. McCray goes left. Wide open 3 for Dilliard, and he got it! Rolled off the rim, and it's in. 5-point game. Trey Dilliard. That's the look that Collierville needed. And just under a minute to play, 43-38 Quincy. Longcore. Outside, Brown, who's had some big moments in this third quarter. Brown inside will go up for the layup. No good. Thomas fighting for the rebound, kept it in, but it's stolen and gone away with Tyson. Tyson on the fast break here for Collierville. McNeil over, Dilliard for 3. No good. Rebound goes to Sprick. 17 seconds left. Quincy will get the last shot. Wow, that would have been a huge 3 if Collierville had made it. Longcore will drive inside, but now play out. Screen from Thomas. Doesn't use it. Go inside himself. Dilliard took it, and it's going to be, and there's going to be a little bit of discussion here. From what I saw,
it looked like off of Dillard.
It looked like it may have been off of Longcore as well, but the referees have conversed, and it's going to go to the Quincy Blue Devils. 3.2 seconds to go. Outside to Wires. Wires will have to fire one up here for 3. No good off the backboard, and we are going to an exciting fourth quarter. Well, do not go anywhere, folks. An exciting one here between Collierville and Blue Devils and the Quincy Blue Devils. The lead is 5 for Quincy, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter on the K-Hawk Sports Network.
The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of K-Hawk sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at collinsvilledailynews.com on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News.
Quarter number 4 in this one between Collierville and Quincy. We wanted to give you a quick update on star 6'5" forward Alex Vandenberg for the Collierville Dragons. Remember that hit he took? Yeah. His lip was split open. I don't think he's going to return to the game. He's being treated on by our medical staff here, but still not a great, it was an inadvertent hit. and Collierville will have to try to win this game without him. Quincy with a set here. Brown, look for the pass, outside, long core, three, no good, rebound to McNeil. He's hit those open threes in this game so far. McNeil will drive inside, pulls up from about 15 feet, and got it, and it's a one-possession game. 43-40, and the Collierville Dragon fans are starting to get loud here. Brown looking for options, thought he traveled maybe from the Collierville bench. Inside, Keyshawn Thomas goes up for the tuck. That's blocked by Lucier, and it will stay with the Blue Devils. Finally, Elijah Lucier getting himself established inside, and Keyshawn Thomas not just dominating for the Blue Devils. Sprick inside, easy bucket for Bradley Longcore. Great out-of-bounds set from Andy Douglas and the Blue Devils.
And Longcore up to 16 now. See if the Dragons can respond. Three on McNeil.
So Quincy.
Yeah, McNeil and Lucier kind of asking for an arm. Honestly, could have probably, just one of those things. They were just kind of leaning on each other and bring Tyson back in.
So 3 fouls on McNeil. This Collierville bench has been crucial into them being in this game right here. Remember, the winner of this will play in the semifinal against Rockford East at 7:30. That's on the KHOC Sports Network. Todd Duke and Zach Roseman will have the call for you on that one. Brown inside, guarded by McCray, straight up from McCray. Rebound from McCray after Camden Brown missed it. It actually ended up going out of bounds, so it will go to the Collierville Dragons. Collierville running a little bit small here, but that's okay. Quincy's not much taller than him.
No, especially, really only Thomas on the floor, but that's about it for Quincy. We'll see what Collierville are able to do.
20 seconds on the shot clock, not getting a lot thus far in this possession. Wires tried for the steal. Boyce right next to Wires trying to get around him, and they'll give it to Boyce, but that's a steal. Bradley Longcore slides on the floor. People thought that was a travel because he slid. Wires goes inside, and he missed the layup. Coming the other way for Collierville. Tyson into the middle, tried to dish it to Lucier, got the ball back, a foul on Tyler Sprick. End-to-end action here in this fourth quarter final. Every play seems like it could be a big one.
Yeah. We're at that point now where things really matter. 3 fouls on Sprick, but only the third team foul for the Blue Devils. Just got to be careful.
That ball was tipped on the inbounds, and Ralph Wires found the steal, but McCray got it back. Boyce inside to Lucier, didn't get it. Lucier down, and that's another foul. Bodies flying all over the floor. We already have 1 injury in this game. It probably could be a couple more after this.
Yeah, you don't want to see that happen, but the way kids are going after, and it's certainly possible. You're going to get Thomas on the fouls. He kind of slid in there and just kind of grabbed on to limit it. His first foul, team 4th for the Blue Devils, baseline out of bounds for the Dragons.
Well, who is going to step up for Collierville? Their top 2 players, TJ McNeil, is on the bench, and Alex Vandenberg likely out for the rest of the game. Tyson inside, Lucier. Dilliard now, who has had some minutes here, hit some big shots in the third quarter, could be effective in the fourth quarter. Tyson goes inside for the layup, no good! And rebound comes to Wires. Camden Brown on the fast break. Tries to corral the ball. Looked inside. He was about to take the charge, Camden Brown. Longcore with the jumper. That is good. And when everything is happening and a bunch of stuff is going on, you can always rely on Bradley Longcore to be consistent for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Longcore just, rock solid, up to 18 now. Just silky smooth, and only a sophomore, which is the craziest thing about it.
Well, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here, but I'd imagine that he gets the all-tournament nomination as Brown gets it to Longcore on the other way, and that is good. 20 points for Bradley Longcore, and he's just the thing right now that Collierville doesn't have and that Quincy has. Final 5 minutes here from the fourth quarter final, and that is going to be a time for Collierville to call timeout. Quincy starting to make a little bit of a run, and this will look like, not 100% sure how long the timeout will be. It's going to be a full timeout here, and we'll have it back for you after that on the KHOC Sports Network.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Lakeside Roofing, celebrating 50 years of serving the metro area. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
All righty, 4:59 left to go in this fourth quarter here. I saw O'Fallon players strut back in. Lincoln players also back in the gymnasium. They will be playing in our next game, and you can hear both of us on that call. I'll have the first half for you between Lincoln and O'Fallon in the fifth place semifinal at 4:30 p.m., and Zach Roseman will have the second half, and he'll take us home for that final, or for that fifth place semifinal. So Collierville with the basketball. Zach, do you think that they can find something here in this fourth quarter and make this comeback?
Well, we'll see, but it's going to start with the guy who just took that shot, TJ McNeil, nothing there, and
And that's going to be a timeout. You can hear it to Andy Douglas, a little calm there, a little bit frustrated with the fact that Ralph Wires picked that basketball up, but it looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout. Another break for you on the KX Sports Network.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Regg, your Collinsville Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Regg is a proud sponsor of your Collinsville K-Hawks on the K-Hawk Sports Network. For all of your investment needs, see Jason Regg at his Edward Jones office at 1008 Vandalia Street in Collinsville, or call Jason at 618-344-0252 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Back with you here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, game number 4 here of the day. I believe it's game number 24 today, and that's a quick foul by Collierville. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Ralph Wires. Boy, a couple of quick, rough plays from Ralph Wires. He almost turned the ball over right there. Coach Douglas called timeout, tried to settle his team down, and then ball didn't lie. I guess he fouled him right there, and he's turned the ball over anyways. Quincy bench getting loud. Quincy fans getting loud here. They're trying to make it to the semifinals for the second straight year. McNeil dashes through a couple of players outside. Tyson goes inside, tries to float a layup in, no good. And unfortunately, Lucier could not corral the rebound. It goes out of bounds. Quincy gets possession.
yeah, Quincy really getting after it. We'll see O'Brien come back in at the next opportunity.
Yeah, a bit of a defensive substitution, I'd imagine, from head coach Andy Douglas of the Quincy Blue Devils. Camden Brown now dribbled right, and that is a carry on Camden Brown. A top couple of really bad turnovers here for Quincy. We talked about them in the Alton game, where they just had these turnovers that really they weren't forced. They were self-inflicted, and that's just another one of them. So Tyson, Collierville have had their opportunities now after Quincy has turned the ball over. Now they've got to score. McNeil powers his way through Brown, hit off his leg. Quincy basketball again. When the door is open for Collierville, the Quincy defense has shut it down.
Now we'll see Clay re-enter. Collierville bring in Antonio Thompson.
Do you think that Collierville has enough without Alex Vandenberg to make this comeback? What do you think about that?
And they're going to have to start hitting some threes. Maybe see Dillard come back in. They're going to get Boyce with the foul. And
the Blue Devils are in the bonus. Ralph Wires will shoot free throws, and Webb Thomas is going to come back in the game. And that is a three-point shooter who could help Collierville in this matchup. Quincy have not won a title here since 1997. And they, again,
led by a, Corey Douglas was 96.
Yeah, Corey Douglas won the MVP in 96. Quincy actually won it back-to-back years as Ralph Wires hits the free throw. But Quincy, one of the most historic programs in this tournament. They've always come down here and played well. They're trying to find that title, and they believe they could have won it last year. They didn't do it. They barely lost to Cater MacArthur. But now, with Collinsville being out, they have a favorable matchup, I'd imagine, against the Rockford East E-Rabs at 7:30 if they win this game. B.J. Boyce, Webb Thomas, and now to McNeil. McNeil inside for Lucier, who's guarded by Thomas. Quick dish inside to Tyson. Tyson looks for Lucier with the little floater. No good. Tried to fly up for the rebound was Tyson. Lost by Keyshawn Thomas. Here comes Lucier with the basketball. He kicked it out inside. One more to Lucier, and that just did not fall for Collierville. Another huge opportunity, and they've wasted it.
Yeah, just one of those things where Lucier had the opportunity, just couldn't get anything to fall, and
well, Collierville really need to stop right now. Longcore goes inside, looking for the pass out to Reed O'Brien. One more to Clay. One more to Thomas. Thomas inside. Shot fake goes up, blocked by Lucier, but contact, and there's a foul.
Yeah, that'll be Lucier's third foul. Although, all in all, maybe that's not an awful foul. Thomas has had his struggles from the free throw line so far. Maybe not. Maybe won't be a horrible thing in the long run. Only Lucier is second. We'll see Cooper McRae come in for the Dragons at the next opportunity.
Well, Collierville, regardless of this result, has given Quincy just about all they can handle. This experienced Quincy team who has played very well. Who played very well last season, only lost Jeremiah Talton, and now they're back. But Collierville gave them a really good test, and they're going to need a barrage of shots here to fall if they want to keep it through. And Keyshawn Thomas had those free throw problems, took care of them there, made two big ones, and it's a 13-point lead for the Blue Devils. Collierville still without Alex Vandenberg, and that has been a big miss for them late in this one. McNeil, Tyson goes out. Nice pass outside to B.J. Boyce for three. No good. And the rebound comes to Dominique Clay. Quincy has rebounded the ball well in the second half, and there's going to be a jump ball as B.J. Boyce missed the three and tried to tie it up with Dominique Clay, and he was successful. Collierville gets the ball back, but they've done it. They forced the turnovers. They've been good defensively. They've forced Quincy mistakes, but they just have not been able to score.
Yeah. They've been able to they defended all right, but you can't score, you can't win.
McNeil for three, splash! 10-point game. Terrion McNeil is going to have to score some points here down the stretch. He's got to be the leader for the Collierville Dragons.
Yeah, McNeil up to 9, and with no Vandenberg, you're right. He's going to have to be the guy to take those big-time shots.
Clay dribbles inside, got Keyshawn Thomas on the block. Thomas looks, waits, goes up, misses it, tipped away by Lucier, but Longcore gets the rebound. Step through for Longcore, no good. Keyshawn Thomas rebound, and that just may about do it for the Quincy Blue Devils. He has been the X factor for Quincy, him and Longcore, and they both were big factors in that play.
Yeah, just getting it down. He's got 12 points. How many I don't know. He's probably got about 15.
McNeil hits the three! Terrion McNeil again, and Shaw Taggart on the sideline is saying, oh yes, we'll take that one. Longcore now has the basketball. McNeil is giving them a dying hope, Collierville. But I'd imagine that Quincy is going to hold some of this shot clock down. It is a 9-point lead, and Collierville needs a stop. Wires drives left, outside Clay. And now back to Longcore, whose wrist was just affecting him just a couple minutes ago. Longcore dribbles inside, 9 seconds on the shot clock. They'll give it to Ralph Wires, who's been clutch for them in the past. Wires drives left but fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Big free throws here to maybe kill off the game for Quincy.
Yeah, Boyce just a little late sliding over. Wires has had a fair amount of success on driving as he hit the game-winning layup against Collinsville in the sectional semifinal last year on this basket and drove in from about the same spot that he was. Fourth foul on Boyce.
He's pretty much going to have to play the rest of the game now. You could see Bradley Longcore, number 12, shaking his hand. Not exactly sure what's going on. It's his right hand. It's his shooting hand. So that's not good for Quincy at all, as the bonus shot is good for Ralph Wires. He now has 7 for the Blue Devils. Longcore has 20. He's the main man. Keyshawn Thomas with 12. But you hopefully, if you're a Quincy fan, you do not want Bradley Longcore to be injured in any way, shape, or form, especially with probably a difficult few games coming up. Yeah. Job's not done yet. Job would only be halfway done.
Yeah, you got Rockford East certainly have their capabilities. We saw the performance that the Horde brothers had. That's a two-pointer.
Two-pointer there. That's for Isaiah Tyson. And time out, I think. Oh, no, I think there's going to be a warning, possibly. And it's Tyson with the push off ball. He's done that a couple of times. Clay will go to the free throw line here. And I tell you what, Quincy have a couple of their offensive stars on the bench. Camden Brown, Tyler Sprick, both sitting. played a more defensive role, and so guys like Dominique Clay, Ralph Wires, and Reed O'Brien have had to fill in and help Quincy keep Collierville not too close. As Clay hits the first free throw, Devils have been very good from the free throw line in this one, after only going 1 of 5 from that area last time.
Yeah,
against Alton.
Yeah, adjusted a little bit better here against the Dragons, getting reacclimated to the confines of Virgil Fletcher Gym.
10-point lead. McNeil will pull for a 3. No good, and the rebound goes to Dominique Clay. And with the double-digit lead, it may very well be over for Collierville here in their hopes to win the Holiday Classic. Wires will drive right and score. It got the foul. Seems similar to the bucket that he scored against Collinsville a couple of years ago, or not a couple of years ago, but last season. And he has iced this game for the Blue Devils.
Yep. See Thompson come in for Lucier, and Coach Taggart will empty his bench. See
the team with the white jerseys has waved the white flag.
Yeah, Tyler Warren, Avery McKinnon, Daryl Brady, and probably a handful of other people as well.
So Ralph Wires will go to hope to complete his and one, and that will put him at 11 points. Ralph Wires with some big buckets down the stretch. Collierville pushed forward, but couldn't quite get it done today.
Collierville-Collinsville should be a pretty intriguing matchup. Kind of all in all, Collierville and Rockford East pretty similar in terms of play style and just kind of some of the talent they have.
It was Dilliard who missed the shot, and the foul will go on Bradley Longcore. And we'll have to see if he has any discomfort in his hand if he shoots these free throws. And right now, Bradley Longcore-led Quincy team is a tough out. So you've talked about Collierville-Collinsville. Looks like that's going to happen right now. Thoughts on Rockford East and Quincy? Rockford East with a big win. They've proved a lot of people wrong. They've won their 2 games by a combined 4 points. Can they get a close win against Quincy, or are the Blue Devils too much to handle?
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I guess I think the question is, can Rockford East guards match up against Longcore and Wires? And that should count.
Yeah, for some reason the net was a little bit raggedy there, and so I guess a Collierville player was just trying. They were trying to tip it out, but they said, well, I might as well just try to tip it over. Maybe that just doesn't count as a shot.
Yeah.
Well, it's a 15-point lead for Quincy, but this game was a lot closer than the final score. Quincy, anybody and everybody making big plays, and Wires will take another steal. Wires to the rack. I tried to layup, didn't get it. Longcore will dribble it out, and that will just about do it here in this Prairie Farms Holiday Classic quarterfinal. The Quincy Blue Devils tested, trialed, but with Alex Vandenberg going out, they stayed consistent. Bradley Longcore led the ship, and it is a blue blast from the Blue Devils. Quincy advances to another semifinal. One of the most successful teams at Holiday Classic will have an opportunity to go to the championship game tonight at 7:30. Your final score here in game number 4 of the day here in Fletcher Gym. Quincy 63, Collierville 48, and that takes us to the end here. Let's go ahead and get you set up for what we've got here in just a minute. Time is 4:03. We have a little bit of a longer break here before our next one, and you can hear me and Zach on that one. It'll be the Lincoln Rail Splitters and the O'Fallon Panthers, who haven't been playing as well, and I'll go ahead and run this into our Prairie Farms logo. You won't be able to, you'll still be able to hear us. We're going to put it on there just in a moment. But wanted to let you know Lincoln O'Fallon, and we'll have that one for you at just about 4:30. And for the Collierville Dragons, they will play Collinsville at 9:30. The voice of the KHOC Sports Network, Todd Duke, and Dr. Chris McCluskey will have that game. In the middle, we've got our 2 semifinals. 4 teams remain with the hope of winning the championship. 6 o'clock, you have Belleville East and Decatur MacArthur. Great game there between 2 undefeated teams. Myself, Todd Duke, and I will have that game for you. And at the 7:30 game, Rockford East against the winners here, Quincy. That's all from us for the quarterfinals. Now let's get into the second half of the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. My name is Matthew Clark, and Zach Roseman has been beside me. You've been listening to a presentation of the 38th Annual Prairie Farms Holiday Classic. Have a wonderful one, and we'll see you tonight on the KHOC Sports Network.